Hey everybody, it's Car2D2 here with our first episode of Car2Details. This is our general review series, and it's punny as can be. And
Pun City.
Today we're going to be reviewing the game Undertale, which is actually
super popular right now.
Very popular.
Really
right now.
popular.
But we're going to be just throwing some pros and cons out for it, just kind of give a nice, concise review of how we feel about it, and how we think you should feel about it, obviously, because it's our review.
Yeah, I'm just going to be playing through it a little bit.
Yeah, Reese is just going to be playing through it, and he'll add in some commentary. He has never played through it, which actually, we're going to put a link in this description for the series we're going to do, where Reese is just going to play through it. I'm going to be like the outside commentator, and he's just going to play through it. But for now, he is going to kind of experiment with it a little bit, and I'm just going to run through the pros and cons, like I said. So, pros of this game are pretty apparent for anybody who plays it. First thing is playability. It's super easy to play. You don't have to have any idea how to play it to play it. It's so easy to play.
The letter Z and arrow keys.
Letter Z, the letter X, and arrow keys. That's pretty much it. X is the opposite of Z. Not literally, but in the game. So it's got also a bunch of Earthbound nostalgia, very Earthbound-like. Yeah. So if you were a fan of those games, you'll be a fan of this one for sure.
Not like just like a straight copy of the games, but the vibe is there.
The vibe is definitely there. How did you describe it? The RPG,
like
classic RPG grindy feel.
Yeah.
That kind of feel. So it adds humor as well, which is very fun. Otherwise, this would be a very dark, very mysterious story. Yeah,
right now, looks pretty terrifying.
You're a human who falls into a world of monsters, and all these monsters want to kill you, so it'd be pretty graphic, pretty terrible otherwise.
Just look,
right there.
Die.
Right there, yeah. Try not to put any spoilers in the gameplay right now, but, it adds humor to otherwise what would be a pretty serious, pretty straightforward story. Yeah. And it's mostly tasteful, which leads me into the cons. So sometimes the humor can be a little bit much. Sometimes you're in a fight and you get so intensely into it, you get so just like focused in on the battle, you're ready to beat this monster, and all of a sudden something funny will happen and the battle will just end. Like
kind of breaks the feel.
Kind of breaks the feel, breaks your focus, and it just sometimes you want to finish battles and it just won't let you, which also leads to the fact that some of the fights in the game don't really have that much variety. Yeah. Even if you go on what's called a genocide playthrough, which is you kill everything, or you go on a pacifist playthrough where you don't kill anything, or it's mixed, some of the fights will be the exact same regardless of what you do. Some of the characters will just leave in the middle of the fight and you don't get to continuously fight them. It's just sometimes the variety is just not there. You just don't really have a choice to do anything else in the fights, which, don't get me wrong, that's the classic RPG feel. So it's not as much of a con as the fact that the humor can be a bit much sometimes. But
I guess another thing to add to that, the game, like, face value, it might not be the prettiest looking game, but if you're a fan of like Earthbound and those sort of series, this game hits the nail on the head. It's just got that vibe, and also I haven't played much, but I've watched a little bit of it, and it's really like an emotional journry. Yeah.
I personally have actually played through and beaten it already, and it's a great game. It tugs at your heartstrings, if you will. But try not to put any spoilers in that, but you can watch Reese playing through it in future videos. Yeah. But overall, this game would be fun for anybody who wants to play it. Anybody who doesn't want to play it, I think if they actually got to the point where they'd play it, they'd enjoy it. But it's longer than you'd expect as well. The game actually had a friend of mine who thought that he was going to beat it in about 3 or 4 hours. Turns out he played it for another couple of days for about that amount of time. So it's super long. Like it doesn't lack in the storyline because it's got a huge storyline. Dance. What are you doing? Dancing. But it's, as I said, it's longer than you'd expect, and never once during playing it did I get bored. Like, there's a bunch of times where you're just walking around kind of like this, and it's not boring.
It's really pretty to look at, despite...
It is very pretty to look at, and the soundtrack is amazing.
Oh, man, the sound.
The soundtrack is great.
So good.
But overall, we would give this game about 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
8 out of 10?
Yeah, very rarely will we go 9 or 10 out of 10, just because that's just really hard to live up to, and we don't want to rate something just there and have it be the reference point of greatness.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 definitely shows you, though, that the pros do outweigh the cons, and this game
I think it's overwhelmingly positive on Steam.
Overwhelmingly positive on Steam, and it's a great game, and you should play it. So that
even if you don't like these types of games, play it.
Yeah, that pretty much concludes everything I have to say about it.
Click exit, play the video, or play the game. Just get out of here. Play it.
Go play the game. But it's $10 on Steam.
Yeah.
Fair warning. But anyway, that's concludes this review for Undertale.
Car2Details.
This is the first episode of Car2Details, and we will see you next time.
Oh, fine.